Well, just a little roadmap, Judge. Mr. Hinton had some issues with the visitation being supervised and things. When the parties separated, there was an altercation. He was charged with domestic. Since that time, he's been in court. He's gotten it all dismissed. Should be all expunged from his record. And some of the things that he's had to do in the process. We're looking to testify on all of those things. And we're just asking for, going into the final hearing, so sort of reasonable, unsupervised visitation at this point.
Your Honor, in looking at the court file, I believe there may be an order missing.
You show that you're waiting on the order from February 29th of 2024.
Yes, sir.
October 22nd of 2024.
Okay. Well, in the court's last hearing, the mother was designated. We initially came before Judge Wallace on the first hearing. Mr. Hinton was served. We came before the court. He was pro se at the time, if I remember correctly. And let's pull that order. And that was January of 2024. He was served with process and given notice of the hearing, and he failed to appear. And at that point in time, the court extended. There was an ex parte order of protection, and the order of protection.
All right, guys, buckle up because this one starts with fire. Mr. Hinton walks into court fighting to prove he deserves unsupervised visitation with his kids. His past isn't clean: a domestic charge, court battles, and a supervised visitation order. But today, he's got one goal: to show the judge he's changed. The attorney lays out the case fast, reminding everyone of the altercation, the charges, and the man's long road to redemption. The tension? You can feel it brewing in that courtroom.
It was extended, and the mother was designated primary residence. Parents, parties have 2 children. Mr. Holly then got involved in the case, and we came back before the court. And the mother had enrolled the children in counseling. And at that point in time, he had to finish a domestic violence class that he was scheduled to finish in November. And then they would follow the recommendations of Ms. Hale, the counselor, and his paramour, now mother of his illegitimate child, Alexis Garcia, was not to be around or exposed to the children in any way, regardless of whatever their relationship was. He has been given visitation at his parents' home under the supervision of his stepfather, who I believe is in court, and the rule is called for. So we would ask anybody that.
The rule is called for, which means that anyone who's going to be a witness other than the parties must go outside of the courtroom and remain outside of the courtroom until you're called to testify. You're not to discuss the testimony of any other witness with anyone until you yourself have finished testifying. Counselor under a continuing duty to ensure that the rule is complied with.
Now here's where it gets wild. The judge starts piecing together the timeline: missing court orders, old hearings, and a messy trail of legal documents. Turns out, this case has been bouncing between judges for months. Mr. Hinton's ex has the kids in counseling. The man's been taking domestic violence classes. And everyone's watching to see if he's really changed. But the big question still hangs in the air: can a man with a violent past earn back the court's trust?
So, Your Honor, the circumstances have arisen, Your Honor, in the fact that the children are still in counseling. Mr. Hinton has continued his relationship with the paramour. The previous testimony that was before the court is that he began having a extramarital affair with his daughter's cheer coach, and who again, the daughter was friends with their child. He had this illicit affair that resulted in her becoming impregnated, and they have now had a child together. The daughter and the son are both still experiencing significant issues with the fact that their father has abandoned them and seems to move on with his other family. The daughter in particular is still having issues. My client has continually carried the children to counselors. She's still in counseling, going every 2 weeks, and has still issues. He's having visitation again at his mother's home under the supervision of his stepfather.
As the hearing heats up, the mother's attorney throws in some serious punches. She paints a picture of betrayal and pain, accusing Hinton of an affair with his daughter's cheer coach. Yeah, you heard that right. The woman her daughter looked up to became the reason their family fell apart. The courtroom goes silent. This wasn't just cheating, this was a total emotional explosion that left scars deep in those kids' hearts. The mom's fighting to keep her kids safe, and she's not backing down.
And it's our position, Your Honor, that we don't have a problem with him having unsupervised visitation so long as the visitation occurs at the paternal grandparents' home. We do not believe it's necessary to have eyes on the children. They're articulate. We will likely have them come to the hearing and ask for testimony. The counselor will be here at the final hearing. But again, there's been, the testimony is going to show, and the text message between the parties, he has continually neglected the children in the respect. Most recently, the testimony will show that they both participate in junior pro. The little boy, again, plays football. The daughter cheerleads. He comes and does the obligatory, hey, I'm there, and then leaves and goes. He's neglected coming to visitation. We've had to change it multiple times, as we understand. His paramour is depending and takes his vehicle, and therefore he doesn't have any way to come to visitation. He's been late and not notified the mother. She's dropped the kids off. 2 hours later, he'll text and say, hey, look, I'm not going to be able to get there. So again, it's just a situation that he has moved on with his life, but the kids are adjusting. We still think it's imperative that...
All right, guys, now pay attention here. This is the mother's turning point. She tells the court her kids are still struggling, especially her daughter. Therapy sessions, sleepless nights, emotional breakdowns, the works. She's fine with visitation, but only at the grandparents' home. No girlfriend, no baby, no drama. Just the father and his kids under supervision. She's done watching her kids suffer. Every word she speaks is like a dagger aimed right at Hinton's credibility.
This woman who violated the sanctity of this marriage, who this little girl looked up to and was a coach, that she still not be around these children at all, period. And again, we don't have any issue with him having unsupervised visits so long as his paramour is not around. And there is no introduction to this new child until the counselor says that it's appropriate. His trustworthiness and veracity has been called into question at previous hearings, and that's why we want the visitation to remain at his parents' home.
Mr. Sanders,
Yes.
can you, I know you have someplace you probably need to be. Is there anything you want to report about your case before we start this contested hearing?
I spoke with Ms. Wilson. She was not willing to agree anything. I texted and called Mr. Knowles with no luck.
He's out of town.
I texted him and just said, "Can you give me a quick call?" I'm texting Judge Wolf's request. So,
We'll come back to it.
yes, thank
All right.
you.
Joe Thomas, Judge, be my first witness.
You'll come up.
He's down in the hall. Just back in.
But the defense doesn't flinch. The stepfather, Mr. Thomas, steps up next. A county sheriff himself, he's the court-approved supervisor for visitations. You can feel the courtroom stiffen. This man's testimony carries weight. He says the kids light up when they see their dad, running into his arms, laughing, smiling. For a moment, you can almost see a picture of normalcy. But just as quickly, objections start flying: hearsay, speculation, interpretation. The courtroom becomes a battlefield of words and rules.
The supervisor visits. Stepfather.
Up here, sir. Raise your right hand with the close social rule.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
You see, pull that chair up so you're close to that microphone. There you go.
State your name for the court, please.
Circumstances have arisen.
And Mr. Thomas, you're the supervisor? for the visitation, correct?
That is correct.
When did you begin supervising visits?
At the order of this court, I don't remember the exact date, but on the requirement of the court.
How often were the visits scheduled for?
Once a week.
Okay. And you're Mr. Hinton's stepfather, correct?
Correct.
Got it. And what's your occupation, sir?
And then comes the question everyone's been waiting for: what's really happening during those visits? Thomas testifies that the visits are filled with laughter, games, and warmth, but under cross-examination, cracks begin to show. The father's often late. Sometimes he doesn't show up at all. Excuses pile up: car trouble, scheduling issues, or worse, his girlfriend took the car. The courtroom vibe shifts from sympathy to suspicion. Is this man really ready to be a father again?
Montgomery County Sheriff's Office commenced.
Ballpark figure, how many visitations would you say you supervised with Mr. Hinton and his children?
Honestly, I didn't keep up with it, but everyone, I mean, it's not a very hard time with spatial or time spatial, but I would say different money.
Okay. Explain to the court, I'm going to be opening the question here. Explain to the court what you witnessed at the visitations that were positive, that Mr. Hinton and his children, how they reacted, what all the positives did you take away from the generalization of you being the supervisor over this period of time?
Normally, we would meet them at the door as they would arrive and just watch the kids smile, be extremely excited to see the father. Was quite welcoming because the statement was they were afraid of. I never witnessed any of that. They always seemed to be extremely happy. They would share time. Even the worst thing would be upon departure.
The mother's lawyer presses harder. Where was he during the kids' homecoming? She asks. The answer stings. He showed up for 5 minutes and left before his daughter even started cheering. The silence in court says everything. The father's stepdad tries to defend him, but it's clear duty and fatherhood don't always align. Every missed game, every broken promise becomes another blow to his image as a caring dad. You can feel the courtroom's patience thinning.
Whenever we would tell them it was time to go, they would oftentimes notice a
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained. You cannot repeat what another person has said outside of the courtroom.
Well, you can't repeat what somebody said. I thought you said you noticed. You can talk about what you've witnessed.
I observed the kids once they were told it was time to leave, in which they would become withdrawn, sad.
Okay. Can you describe that in more detail when you say they were withdrawn and sad? What specifically were those behaviors?
Just really, just withdrawn. Not really. Yes, they wanted to go, but they also would express a desire to be for the visits to be long.
What was Mr.
Your Honor,
Hinton's?
again, I don't have a problem with him saying their mannerisms, what they've done, but an interpretation of those mannerisms, I believe, calls for speculation and inappropriate opinion testimony.
I overrule the objection as to his observation of what he believes their behavior was, but he had made a statement regarding what.
Let's be real here. This isn't just about legal papers or missed visits. It's about trust shattered beyond repair. The judge listens as the stepfather admits that yes, the father has a new baby with another woman. The tension is electric. The kids know it. The ex-wife knows it. Everyone in that courtroom knows it. And yet, the man stands firm, hoping the court will see that despite his mistakes, he's still a father trying to rebuild something that's been destroyed.
Children said again, which I will sustain an objection to that.
All right. So, new question here. So, in your role as a supervisor, what types of activities did Mr. Hinton do with his children during this time?
They would play video games. They would sit, just spend time together. from the standpoint of reading, but also in the yard, tossing football, soccer ball, and playing.
So we're going to ask basically the same question, but with anything negative. During your time as a supervisor, during your time witnessing the supervision between Mr. Hinton and the two children, if anything, what negatives did you witness during the visitations?
Just changing demeanor when it would come time to me.
Have you had a chance to, let's strike that. How long were the visitations? Can you answer that question? When they would come, how long were the visitations?
8 to 12, 8 to 4, different days.
Okay. So have you had a chance to witness Mr. Hinton also with?
Now, the defense gets their moment. Mr. Hinton finally takes the stand. Calm, measured, but you can see the weight in his eyes. He admits the altercation. He admits the charge. But he's got proof therapy, anger management, and a clean record. The domestic charge? Dismissed and expunged. He tells the court he's done everything the system asked him to do. He's not the same man anymore. But in that room, redemption isn't earned easily. It has to be proven.
His new baby's mother, Alexis, and that baby.
Yes.
What type of, again, same question, what type of things have you witnessed that would be positive in their relationship with their child?
Basically, that he acted as a father, embraced the child, showed love and support toward that child.
Okay. That's all I had, Judge.
All right, Mr. Thomas, you actually started supervising visitation in December, isn't that correct?
Correct.
Specifically December 25th of 2024, the day you actually started on Christmas Day. Okay. And then throughout the course of this, there have been, Miss Hinton has been willing when Mr. Hinton has had an issue or the kids have been sick. Y'all have been able to work together to sometimes have double visitation on a day to make up for time. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You've had issues when you've had to be doing things when you've been unavailable, and they've worked, and she's been more than happy to work around that schedule. Correct?
Absolutely.
Right, guys, here comes the emotional curveball. Mr. Hinton admits his affair, no excuses, no lies. He calls it what it was, adultery. The honesty shocks everyone. The man owns up to every mistake, from infidelity to irresponsibility. But his tone isn't defensive, it's remorseful. You can tell he's not just fighting for visitation. He's fighting for forgiveness. And for the first time, even the judge seems to soften just a little. The question now is whether honesty can outweigh history.
She drops the kids off on time and picks them up on time.
Correct.
But you can't say the same for your stepson, can you? He's oftentimes doesn't show up on time for visitation. Particularly here recently, you had the kids for 2 hours before he showed up. You recall that? When he had car trouble?
There was a time, yes.
Yeah. There's other occasions other than that, but here most recently, she dropped the kids off on time, and 2 hours into the visitation, he called. And did he not? And say, I'm having vehicle trouble.
That is correct.
Did he report some issue on why he couldn't call before the kids showed up, thinking they were going to see their dad?
No.
And in fact, he didn't have car trouble. His girlfriend had his car, didn't she?
I don't know.
Did you see her? You knew she was driving the car. He didn't tell you that she actually left and took the car?
No.
Okay. Did you go to the kids' homecoming festivities the other day?
Yes, sir.
And your stepson left.
As he speaks, you sense a shift. Hinton describes his visits with his kids like a father who's never stopped loving them. Trampoline time, video games, laughter echoing through his parents' home. The courtroom can picture it, 2 kids running into their dad's arms. But the shadow of his past lingers. Every good moment feels fragile, one misstep away from being shattered again. The emotional weight is heavy, and the judge knows a single wrong move could break this family for good.
Didn't watch his son play ball or his daughter cheer, did you?
No.
And again, I apologize. My question was very inartfully asked. He came and watched them through the procession line,
He was present for the homecoming ceremony.
and then he left and didn't watch them play
Correct.
or cheer. Do you know where he went?
No.
Was there some reason that he articulated to you or did anything on why he didn't come and watch the kids?
In order for him to be there, I would have had to be present as well. And I was not able to be present.
Okay. So you weren't there at all,
I was there for the homecoming ceremony.
and then you left.
Yes.
Okay. So you think in compliance with the order he left?
Correct.
Okay. But he didn't stay and watch them
It was
and
not,
have no contact
it
with
was
them?
not permissible.
He couldn't stay at a public event? Is that what you've been
That
advised?
was the interpretation all this time. Therefore,
Let's not sugarcoat it, this man's walking on a razor's edge. One side, a father desperate to reconnect. The other, a mother desperate to protect. The counselor's reports, the missed visits, the girlfriend, the baby, it's all part of a storm that's far from over. The courtroom's energy is tense. Everyone's waiting to see if the judge will loosen the reins or keep those supervised visits locked tight. And you can tell the next few minutes could change everything.
he has missed out on a lot of ball games because I could not be present. Yes, ma'am. That is how I interpret it.
Have you witnessed your granddaughter have anxiety and being upset over not having a very close relationship with her dad anymore?
Initially, there was some apprehension, but not lately.
They enjoy their time.
Yes.
Okay. But you still know he's with this other woman and has had a child with another woman?
That's correct.
Okay. And do they come to your home? Is that where you said you've seen them?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't have any, you're not knowledgeable about any of the therapy or any of the stress or the anxiety that your granddaughter or your grandson has experienced?
No.
So you can't dispute that. They're upset and are still dealing with the fact that their father has left their family.
Mother's attorney drives it home. Her daughter still feels abandoned. Her son still asks why dad doesn't stay. These aren't just legal problems, these are emotional wounds that therapy alone can't heal. The father listens, eyes down, the guilt clear on his face. The counselor's recommendation will soon decide whether he's ready for unsupervised visitation. Until then, the grandparents' house remains the middle ground between past and progress.
I can address the behavior that I observed when they were in my presence.
And in that, Ms. Hinton has been cooperative and allowed makeup and cooperated with that visitation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you, sir.
Anything further, Mr. Hawley?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. Mr. Hawley, you may call your next witness.
Stefan Hinton.
And if you'll step around, raise your right hand, and place on your.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall now give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
State your name for the court.
Stefan Hinton.
Mr. Hinton, you have two children, correct, with Ms. Talisa?
Correct.
And can you state their names?
DJ Hinton. Gabriella Hinton.
How old are they?
11 and 9.
When this got started, you heard Ms. Roberts talk about the beginning of it. You weren't here, or your protection got granted. There were domestic charges. All that's accurate, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So there was an altercation when you separated.
Now the courtroom quiets. The judge leans forward, breaking the tension with one calm sentence: "We'll let the counselor testify at final hearing." Boom! That's the line that freezes the room. Everyone realizes this isn't over. The case has layers: betrayal, redemption, parental rights, and emotional recovery. For the kids, this fight is about stability. For the parents, it's about pride, pain, and second chances. The gavel hasn't dropped yet, but the battle's only halfway done.
What did you wind up getting charged with?
Domestic assault.
And it was one count of domestic assault, correct?
Correct.
And what county was that in?
Humphreys.
And what was the overall disposition of that charge?
It was to take the anger management classes. I believe it was 12 hours of it. There was also another domestic course that I needed to take. I had to do a little bit of therapy as well, and I believe that was it.
Did you complete all those items?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then overall, once you completed all that, did you go back to court?
Yes, sir.
And what was the outcome of the case when you went back to court, having completed all of your action items?
So I believe we were supposed to come back to court and we had to reschedule. Is that not accurate? I'm not 100% sure.
What happened to the criminal case?
Oh, I'm sorry. It got dismissed and it got expunged.
Okay. So the domestic assault got dismissed and expunged.
Correct.
How long did it take you to do the, let's look at it, the anger management classes, 12 hours, your domestic violence classes, and the therapy that they had you do?
I believe it was a little bit around 4 months is what it took to complete that.
Did you accelerate that, the
No,
classes or anything, or did you just take them as they came?
as they came.
And as far as having another female in your life, that's accurate too, correct?
Correct.
And her name is?
Alexis Garcia.
Okay. And actually, you didn't and have never really denied that, have you?
No, sir.
In the answer to the complaint, you admitted to the adultery.
Yes, sir.
So during this course in time, you had supervised visitation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you had a chance to hear Mr. Thomas testify about that. And I'm going to ask you basically some of the same questions. When you started this supervised visitation, was it on December 25th, as Ms. Roberts stated?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And from December 25th, now we're looking into the month of October in the next year. You've had quite a few of these supervised visits, correct?
Correct.
So how often did you have the supervised visit scheduled for the court?
It was every week. Originally it was alternating days between Saturday and Sunday, but we worked well as far as, if kids had something going on and, swapping days or whatever we need to do.
Would you say that you and Ms. Talisa Hinton have worked well?
I believe so.
So let's talk about the actual visitation then with the kids. When they show up, walk us through an average visitation. What you do when you see the kids, what all kind of activities do you do?
So normally, as Joe mentioned, we meet them at the door. They normally come out the car running at me, hugging me, and this and that. We can go in and we can either be playing video games.
All right, guys, this is where it all settles. The father sits back, knowing his fate now depends on his actions, not words. The court will decide if he's earned the right to be a father without supervision. His past mistakes still echo, but so does his hope. This isn't just a legal war, it's a story of downfall and possible redemption. One wrong move, and it's over. One right one, and maybe, just maybe, he gets his family back. Stay tuned, this case isn't finished yet.